ana wodi yesiwo ede ahye wotumfo animonyam se wotumfo kaani ni nyina efe eye nemom yewura despite akade baako mesre wo se fa eye kantanka yewura apostle ko Josafo ne ka sahodo a wayeye ye no fa baako ebesi wo maye na ye nyina ye hu se ye nya made in Ghana ka baako ewo ho because ye nyina nim se kantanka yewura apostle ko Josafo ono ne Ghana ni a sa bredie wo ye ka otutu ehihye ka otutu ehihye cars ewo kroma ne ka ne din ede kantanka agi din afawe wiase afana baabia so imagine say ye wo cars ahodo bebre esisi wo na ye ni eye made in Ghana ka ba kokura esi wo say ye de be hye yewura kantanka ni munyam no.
So to all my viewers who don't understand Ghana language, which is Twi language, this man in the video is called Big Scout Nana Prempeh. And sitting there, he is sharing his thoughts on Dr. Osai Kwame despite museum, automobile museum that got opened recently, about 2 days ago. And in the video, he was suggesting that it would have been nice for Dr. Osai Kwame, despite, to at least have one of Apostle Kojosafo Kantanka's car in the museum to represent Ghana homemade brand. It's a very good idea that you share. But you see, Big Scout Nana Prempeh, normally me, when you have beef with other people based on political issues, I don't really reply. But you see, whenever you talk about something that has to do with Ghana, I reply and I also share my thoughts because I represent Ghana too. Now, you see this thing that you said, sometimes we should be hitting the nail on the head. I want you to explain to the public how putting a brand of car in a museum is going to help promote the car or even represent the country's brand. You understand? Many of them might even come there and there will not be anybody to explain to them that this is Ghana made cars. Some of them might see the car and they will not even understand. But you see, you were praising Dr. Osai Kwame despite, based on him having the overall ruler of Ashanti Kingdom's car in his own museum, which you said it was a very good thing to praise the king. You see, you should have been bold enough to tell the Ashanti king that, Nana, it will be nice for you to have at least one of Apostle Kojosafo Kantanka's car in your car collection. If really you have Ghana's interest in your heart, if really you want to promote your own country, if really your country matters to you. You see, trying to tell Dr. Kwame, despite, to at least, you say you are begging him to at least have one of Apostle Kojosafo Kantanka's car in the museum. I don't even think it's necessary. You understand? Instead, Big Scout Nana Prempeh, you should have, at least when Nanadu was on power, or even when this current president is on power, he's still your president. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is still your president. You can tell him that, Your Excellency, implementing Kantanka homemade brand cars on our law enforcement and also on government officials will help Ghana's economy. How is it going to help Ghana's economy? It's going to help reduce the expense of importation. Now imagine how many cars, police cars, that are imported into the country every single year. By implementing Apostle Kojosafo Kantanka's car on law enforcement and also government officials, it will help promote the country's brand and also reduce the cost of importation. You understand? To be honest, even him, Dr. Osai Kwame, despite all these Ghana rich men, all these government officials, all these people that always say that they represent Ghana, they have Ghana's interest in their heart. Yes, they open some companies, some people are working under them. But seeing such people driving every day and none of them even have his own country homemade car, homemade brand in his car collection, is a disgrace to the country. It's a disgrace to the country. And you see, because of politics, you can't say this. But instead, you are trying to beg Dr. Osai Kwame Despite to bring one of the car in the museum. You see, our leaders, when sometimes we say they don't have our interest, the country's interest in their heart, some people think that we insult the leaders or we are criticizing them. But you see, sometimes they say one man's mind is not always right. They might not even know, they might not even think of promoting this kind of brand. Okay? But by speaking, by hearing from the public, by hearing us, the youth, telling them that we need this in our country, they might do it. Biscout Nana Prempe, let us know your stand. If you stand for MPP, stand for MPP. If you stand for politics, stand for politics. Let's watch this video.
Projects. For example, high-speed train. What you see here basically is a proposal to the Ghana government. And actually, I had a meeting with the president of Ghana last Friday on this. The idea is to have a bullet train, high-speed train, going from the south, which is Accra, the main capital, and Takoradi, through Kumasi, all the way to the border, to Tamale. And what this does is that instead of taking 4 days to go from the south to the north by trucks or by train, whatever, you can take 1.5 hours. So technically speaking, you can even live in Tamale and work here.
So you get the sense that...
Now, in West Africa, this will be the first.
In Ghana, it will be the first.
And this will be very important because another proposal we have is that you're going to put fiber optics cable along the train route. And as you go up, you can actually branch off into the different rural areas with this fiber. So internet will be everywhere. But most importantly, Vincent, you're going to have these trains traveling at 200 miles per hour. And with a fiber optic cable, using the Wi-Fi in the train, you can connect to the internet.
So you're saying, in fact, that there will be like a double or triple benefit in terms of advancement and speed.
Now, these are some of the things we are talking about. In 2022, this idea was brought to His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. But they never think about this. They never work towards to achieve something like this. So this man, a Ghanaian man, Dr. Thomas Mensah, brought the technology for Ghana for free. They are not going to pay for the technology. Normally, when something like this is going to happen in a particular country, the most expensive thing is the technology. But this technology was offered to Ghanaians for free. Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo did not make use of that advantage. He did not make use of that opportunity. Now the man is dead. Imagine today if they decide to make use of this thing that was brought to them 4 years ago. They are now going to pay for the technology and also pay for the cost. But the technology was brought to them for free. But because you dedicate Biscout Nana Prempe, because you were a dedicated NPP member, you couldn't see this. You couldn't talk about this. And this was very, very important to talk about. These are some of the things that we saw in the system. We are seeing in the system and decided to say that no, we also have to say something. We have to raise our voice so that at least when some of those people that have the country's interest in their mind, in their heart, hear our voice, they might make use of some of these opportunities. Okay, imagine someone living in Tamale and can work in Accra and return within 2 hours or 3 hours. From Accra, you can come to Accra, you can go to Tamale and work, and from there come back to Accra and sleep. But our leaders never make use of this opportunity. Biscout Nana Prempe, honestly, for me, I don't have issues with you. But you see, let's know where you stand. If you stand for Ghana, stand for Ghana. If you stand for political interest, if you dedicate yourself to a political party, then dedicate yourself to a political party, because someone who dedicates himself to a political party cannot say the truth in the system. You understand? Please know your stand. If you stand for Ghana, stand for Ghana. And if you stand for Ghana, whenever you see something that is going wrong in Ghana, talk about it. Even if NDC is on power, even if MPP is on power, you talk about it. For me that is sitting here talking to you, I don't have interest in any political party. I don't follow any political party, and I don't support them. All I support is Ghana. So I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say. You understand? I have the freedom to say whatever I want to say about the country. Make una dey watch television.